will shortly be arriving at York.
One of the reasons we've wanted to work with natural materials is because of our interest in and our hands-on approach to building.
So she set up her own practice, called it Native, because there was a commitment to using local material, locally sourced materials, locally sourced labour. And that was 25 years ago. So we worked from home, and then we were getting too big, weren't we? So we knew of this barn. We knew we'd done work for the landowner before.
You know, we involved everybody in the process.
Well, we did everything other than fix electrics and laying the floor covering. Everything else we did ourselves. And it was great because it was kind of a test bed for all the things we were advocating. So natural materials, low-embodied carbon materials, and it meant that we could be really attentive to all the details in terms of air tightness, and it's just worked really well.
The visitors we have to our building, as soon as they come through the front door,
They go, wow.
there's something about the space and the construction that they can detect. Even if they're not architects or builders, there's something that they can pick up just by being in it. Sometimes in post-occupancy, you need to be aware that if people love their job, they love the view from their window, they love the soap in the loos, the coffee's amazing. If your environment has got things in that make you forgive some of the drawbacks of the building, then your post-occupancy will be very different. We've built it. We love what it's trying to say to the world. You know, try and build a bit more like this. And it might be a bit cold on a Monday morning, you know, but you forgive it that.
What would be like the main challenges in trying to make these materials more mainstream?
There is a learning curve, and a lot of people have got it very, very badly wrong when they've tried to do it themselves and not really understood how the materials work. People have either not put enough binder in, or it hasn't dried out properly and they've got fungi growing out of the walls. That, unfortunately, taints people's perception of using natural materials because everybody hears about the failures and not necessarily the successes. One of the issues about hempcrete and placing hempcrete or spraying hempcrete is the drying time, and that's where a lot of architects kind of fall down because they'll either do it at the wrong time of the year. It gets damaged by weather. We did a project in Orkney and we put up the timber frame, we lined the inside out with hemp blocks and then hand placed hempcrete around the outside so that the wind over the summer dried out the wet hempcrete, but the dry blocks on the inside allowed trades to continue working. What might prevent adoption of hempcrete as a conventional building material? We've run into problems with building control. So in Scotland, they wanted a BBA certificate for hempcrete. They wanted to know where the vapour barrier was, and you're trying to explain to them that you don't have a vapour barrier, and where do we find a BBA certificate for something that's grown in a field? I think one of the issues of hempcrete particularly is because it's an organic thing. It's amorphous. It's not like laying a brick on a bed of mortar and you know exactly how that performance is going to be defined and you know exactly how dense the brick is.
Producing a product, producing a component is more adoptable, isn't it?
We ran up against a brick wall of insurance brokers who post Grenfell were not interested in anything that was combustible. And it's causing us problems with PI insurance because we can't do any fire design. The other problem we've had with natural materials is builders not wishing to get involved with it at all. They're too happy to continue in their comfort zone of PIR insulation, brick and block.
We were going into York College and giving talks at night on all the different types, you know, hempcrete, straw bale, grandeur, and getting even the students to attend was really hard. That is a big gatekeeper to disseminate that knowledge on natural materials because the actual exam boards don't have the expertise.